So what's happening, Claire?
What's happening is a bit of planning. And sometimes you think that you can get stuck into something, but it's only when you come down and actually see what needs to be done, you realise there's a bit more pre-planning involved. There's a Leylandii to completely come out on this side.
It's half collapsed.
And this tree isn't looking the best.
Nope. And there's ash dieback over there, isn't there?
Yeah, the middle one.
Yep.
Yeah. So just when we thought we were done with clearing trees,
Pure rotten on the inside. It's the problem. All of that extra land. Looking pretty good, Claire. Albeit a little bit wet. Are you happy with your husky?
I love it. Oh my god, it's an absolute, it just eats up the ground, like.
I can't believe you got all of this done. We thought this would take a few days.
A rather large log in the toilet.
You're some classy lady, Claire. Yeah?
I don't know, we're going to try and dry them out. I'm not sure if they'll come to anything or not. But I need Rob to cut this pallet in half, and then I think I can fit another 3 half pallets.
There's lots to do. The last one I have is this Leylandii over here. Ugh. And a spruce up there. It's me, you idiot. What? What's wrong with you, Rooney? Don't you know me? It's easy to split it when you need it. Other people split the whole lot and then sack it.
Yeah.
Is there a benefit, you know?
You're watching West Cork Wonder,
where we turn a forgotten West Cork farmhouse into a thriving homestead.
one DIY step at a time.
Why not hit subscribe?
And come along on the adventure with us.
Simple observations of a tired out complaint.
So just back from a little bit of shopping, it feels like we're full steam ahead back in the building phase like we were a year or two ago. This is crazy. So there's no additional height. This is the actual ground level. It just slopes away. And I think we're going to have something really special here. Nice little garden, which we think maybe dogs will be able to play in. And we'll maybe close it off here just so they have a little private space. So Rooney won't be bothering them. Anyway, I feel broken. You know, before I started this, I actually I was nostalgic for building because I look back at myself and Claire doing it all and it felt wonderful and I wanted to do it again. Put some rubble down here just so we could get the height, and we're using these supports to get the various angles. But now you can't see the laser level because it's bright. So what a lot of people do is they come out and they look at the levels at night time, but you have a very strong sensor in your camera. I don't know, can we get this now? So if you zoom, you have a better chance of seeing the laser level, okay? So to make sure you're at the right level, what you do is you lift it up like so. And when you see the green light flash like that, I don't know if you saw that, right here. Maybe if I zoom out a little bit, you might see it better. Right there, it's flashing right here. So that's the height. So you see the height of your lens on the back of the camera, and this is the height you're looking for. And when I move it fast, you can see it strobe a little bit better. It's good to be back.
Going low way to come up higher, giving pine straw to the fire, turn the boxes right side down, tired pulling every day, all the shifting, can we take it, drawing circles in the sand, washing out new plans, sing out blue whale, old man in the water, slow motion, ocean river, carry on into the sea changes, sea changes, carry on into the sea changes.
Welcome to the cabin. This is your first time seeing inside. It is amazing. Let me show you around. So up here we have a little skylight. Now this skylight is leaking. It's not leaking into the house, but from the flashing it's leaking up here onto the membrane. So I could leave it, but I think I want to stop that flashing problem. Eventually I think it'll just come through the membrane, so I'd rather not deal with that. This is our bathroom. Right down here, maybe you can see I'm pointing at the stud wall. I'm just about to build a little door right in the middle. We have a decent sized shower here, not massive, not tiny. Need to get a sink and a toilet, and this is the wall I'm just about to build. Here you can see a locker, a double bed, another locker, and another stud wall that I'm going to build this afternoon. So you're going to wake up in bed, see a beautiful view of the countryside. But now we're coming through the wall, we're going into the living room. These windows are absolutely ginormous. We didn't plan to have them this big, but when we found them, they were second-hand. They were from a school. They were only a couple of years old, and they were an excellent price. They were huge picture windows, so you know, if we wanted to buy something like this, well, we didn't have the budget, let's say. So we were going to get just some small casement windows, but the view is spectacular. I'll show you when. I think we're picking up the windows in a few days, so we can have a look then. Which means we don't really have much space from the stud wall here. Got to put a couch and a stove. So yeah, we are going to struggle with space. Not sure how we're going to do this, but anyway, that's a problem for another day. Today is Easter Monday. We're getting a nice little bit of sun, so we're just going to do a little job. Just going to try and set up this frame for the bathroom this afternoon, try and set that up.
We just had the most amazing weather ever for May and the end of April, and we just had weeks and weeks of no rain. I started this in the good weather and then I didn't start to record it, so here we go. So this cabin, which Rob has sort of called the perch, has a slight issue that obviously it's been built and raised, so that's fine, but there was always an issue of how the hell were people going to get into it. So it was my job to ensure what the back of it is going to look like, but we want to try and maintain a sort of a slope up to it. Our neighbour has a quarry, and so he was able to bring me some absolutely super stones to do this, so we're extremely thankful. He also gave us all of this crushed rock, larger rock I suppose, for the car park area. Thank you so much, Mike. We would be so lost without you.
So we have the windows in. I'm not sure I recorded them, but they were delivered, they're used, we got a great price on them. However, when they were being unloaded from the van, this pane broke, so we need a replacement. Some of the mechanisms don't really work on it. This one we can't tilt it out, which is kind of important, so that mechanism doesn't work. This one we can open it and we can tilt it. It's a dual mechanism, but when we open it the tilt engages as well, which isn't great. It's going to be broken. And this actually has no mechanism. We need to have it replaced. So there's a few things the window guys have to come back and do. I fitted all of these myself. I also have the door here. We actually got brand new because they matched the windows we had. These little glass lifts were brilliant there from Amazon. I'm going to install noggin. This building only needs to be a 2x4, so I've already improved the kind of strength by putting in 2x6s, and I'm going to put in noggins. Noggins halfway point will make this good and strong. I'm going to put noggins 1/3 and another third. That'll make it super strong, but this will actually make it easier to fit the insulation in because it won't sag. So I have a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to tidy up, I'm going to put you on time lapse and you see what's happening, so I'll come back in a minute.
on. Yes. Oh, back on the steps. So you've seen me building steps for I don't know how long, and now I need to clad them in stone. And we have a very large stone up here, which our lovely neighbour has given to us, and Rob is on the way up the back, and we're going to see if we can fish it out. It's over there, and take it all the way down to the tiny homes for the steps. We go with said rock for my steps.
Where it beats a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, Rob says it beats my wheelbarrow. He has a point. Oh my god, I would never get it down. In fact, we would never be able to lift that. Way too heavy. Isn't it, Rooney? Back down the driveway from one top road at the top to the bottom. Now Kira's little car might have to move, or maybe we'll get through. So we want this big stone to kind of go here. It would be the perfect first step. That's the plan.
Stonemason extraordinaire back in action. Having a great time, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a bit stressful.
Nah.
learning to flow. All the unknown, lemons thrown. May look different from what you've dreamed. Colors and contrast making it art. What if happy can be built? Tuning into all that's good. Lucky I learned what lemons can do. Lucky they let me here with you. Lucky. Any funny thought I was lacking? Then I realized
Yeah.
all is within.
I had one here.
All your thoughts, friend or foe. It's your choice which way you go. What if happy can be built? Tuning into all that's good. Lucky I learned
Grass-
what
grass better
lemons
down here,
can
lads.
do. Lucky
That'll work, won't it?
let me here with you.
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah. And then this one, I can't.
May I have peace to accept what I can't change. Courage to change the things I can.
Oh, splits.
Check out the stone from the other side. Looks pretty cool. Those of you who remember when we took down our the wall in the Oates house, we found a covered up fireplace, and this was the
Oh, is
lintel.
this it?
Yeah, from the fireplace.
Holy shit.
It's a nice touch to
I
put it
didn't
back in
realise that.
from the Oates house. Anyway, head off, jibber jabber. It's not really doing what I needed to do down here.
Whoa. Fossils. Oh, fossils.
But weirdly, it does look like there's some
Spider.
growth or something. Look at all this. So there was obviously ivy or something growing through this natural crack. Isn't that insane? Let's try and get this one now. Watch my hand get crushed. Ah! Okay. That's doing it, I'd say.
Cheers. So you got it. Holy shit. That's incredible, Rob. Holy shit.
You want a tile?
I think they would be nice. No, I think they would be nice actually on top.
You know, I don't think I'd even be able to lift one of them, let alone the three of them together. How did those guys do it? How did those guys do it?
You were actually on it. Mrs. Chuck, super impressed.
There's a nice wedge for you as well.
Mind the chicken!
Don't worry, I'm aiming for her. Right, cup of
Right.
tea.
So while we have the digger here, this gate here has to be moved to about here. So we're just trying to work that one out now. Rob's decided on where he's putting it, and we're going for it. And the trucks get very excited when there's a hole being dug.
So the day I've waited for a long time is finally here. I have the larch, hand cut from locally, Irish larch, non-native but Irish larch, and really looking forward to seeing how this thing turns out. Very excited. Just as well I got rough sawn larch, because that is a very rough cut. Very oceanic. Anyway. After several days of rain, I'm back at it. Right, windows are sealed with silver foil backed butyl tape. It does a wonderful job of sealing a PVC window to a Tyvek. On top of that, to secure it down, we've just attached a few battens, and they are going to be perfect to attach the larch. Hopefully the weather's better tomorrow. It's going slow. Hopefully it's better tomorrow and we'll be back. GoPro, stop recording. Good night. So string line is set. I thought I might just show you how I'm putting the larch up. If you watched the previous renovation video on our farmhouse, you'll have seen this already, but essentially we have a batten here run at 45 degrees so that any rain will wash off and not clog behind it. A full piece of 2x1, and then I fit the larch next to it like this. I nail this into place and I pull that out like this, and I'm left with a gap. I then put another piece of larch over the gap, and what I'll do then is for the next one, I'll measure there, measure here, measure this. So the whole distance, the whole spacing is just a 2x1. Just means I don't have to take measurements. I'll do the first one and I'll show you what I mean. Put your batten in, slide up your larch. You got a perfect fit. Now I've already spirit leveled that, so I know that's perfect. There'll be little bits of deviations with the cut of the wood. These are all rough sawn, by the way. We love the rough sawn effect. So maybe every 10 or 15, I'll actually bring back the spirit level and just straighten it up. It doesn't really matter if it's off a bit. So I have this, I know exactly where I want it, but I don't know whether it should be up or down. So I'll show you what I do next. I have the string line on the bottom, and what I do is I very gently lower it until I see the string line bounce. So that's why having a very bright luminous string line can help. So right now I can see it making contact right now with it. So now it's actually touching the string line. I'm just going to bring it up so it releases off the string line. It's maybe a millimeter above the string line, so I'll get all of them a millimeter above and I'll be happy with that. I get my nail gun and I just secure it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put all of the let's say the first layer on, but just to show you, assuming there was a piece of second layer there, I just measure out this spacer again, cover out with this like so. Now instead of going down to the string line, I'm going to use my finger just to make sure that it sits level with the two first row behind it. It's up a bit, so yeah, no, that's perfect. Okay. Now, as this is the first one, I'm actually going to just make sure I get it level. So all the rest will be level. Perfect. That's how the larching is done. And now we just finish it. It's not the worst, just a bit monotonous to be gotten the same thing. It's a bit annoying to get around the windows, but it's not the worst. What is awful is that last window, because it's on such a kind of an elevated spot, and the steps going down and plants we put in the ground means accessing it's very difficult. So as I say, I'll try to get past the door finished. We'll see how long that takes, and then I'll start thinking about the bottom. But for today, I'm not thinking about it. I just like to put on some music, just have a chill, drive on. Later.
Love like wildfire, I was your entire world until I stood alone in a storm. You took the sunshine, the flames are gone now, and I watched you walk straight out of that door. Promises got lost in the dust, your boots by the door, you're not coming home. Love like wildfire, I was your entire world until I wasn't anymore. Oh, heartache, you left me behind. That's not a man, only a coward. Gone now, you're chasing the wind. No longer my man, you're just a cow. You're just a cow.
Well folks, it's a miserable day. Look at that. Do not want to be out cladding my house in this weather. So I am thinking what I can do. This morning we had a bit of other business we took care of. So I only have like about an hour or two. I have two choices. Number one is to start to fit this door. That would be great because when the weather clears up, I can get back to cladding. Number two, I can start to do the electrics. So I have a little consumer unit I need to fit here. And of course I can run all the wires for the lights and the sockets. I have quite a lot of that here. But if I do the electrics, by the time I'm back to doing the cladding, the front door is going to stop me. So I think I'm going to do the front door. I think that's going to be the easiest. I've never hung a door before, so who knows? How hard can it be, right? Let's check this out. Call this done, guys. I remember when we had our windows fitted in on our main house, Window Warehouse, Cyril Window Warehouse told us that all doors will need to be adjusted within a year. They'll just naturally, the weight and the use is going to do it. So this door, it doesn't quite want to close, but I'm wondering if that's just like the seals. You know, they're just so fresh. The seals are just, I don't know. And these seals, maybe they're just stopping it, because if you just push it, just a little bit of force, it closes fine. Look at that. That looks amazing. It looks so good. Same color as the outside windows. Awesome. Next job. It looks like a beautiful day. How good does that little cabin look down there? Yes. Running out of my battens. I reckon I have enough to finish off the job. I can rip these down if I need any more. We grab a few of these and I'll show you what I'm at. Okay, let's go. Coming through. Rock! Is this your new house, Rooney? Maybe it won't be so bad. Alright, let me think this through and set this up.
Your grace is love beyond all means. It breaks the chains and gives strength to the weak. When I am lost, you're there with me. Your grace alone can set me free. Your grace abounds.
Okay folks, so we're kind of done. It's about 6 o'clock. It was a bit fiddly, took a bit of time. There's just one more kind of what I call plank, one more plank in the corner. That takes a bit of thought because it needs to line up with the plank on the other corner. So I'm gonna wrap up there. I'm gonna think about this, do a bit of prep, get back tomorrow, start on the outside or start on the back, which is really difficult for a different way because there's very little access. Just need the fascia trim and that is sweet. A big problem now.
Your grace alone is good enough. Without your grace, there is no love. Wherever I go, you go with me. Your grace alone can comfort me. Your grace extends and offers light that never ends, and I don't know why. When I am lost, you're there with me. Your grace alone can set me free. Your grace alone is good enough.
So there we have it.
Without your
I did tell you that corner wasn't great, but it's done. Next, well, the cladding is done. We still gotta burst through to bring out the stove flue and maybe some pipes in that, but for the most part, cladding's done. Now on to the inside electrics, I think.
grace alone is good enough. Without your grace, there is no love. Wherever I go, you go with me. Your grace alone can rescue me.
So it is just gone 7 and I have finished the plumbing assembly. Tomorrow my plan is, when it's a bit cooler in the morning, my plan is to turn on the water and pressure test. So the water has no leaks when it comes to here, so I'm going to turn it on. And this is, well, I had to put a little bushing there and a valve here, so this will be the first thing I want to test. So I'll have this valve turned off, and then this is my cold water feed, and this is actually the output to the tap for the sink, and this is actually the hot water output for the tap at the sink in the bathroom. I've just put a valve on that. I'm going to keep it closed for the time being so I can kind of like, how do you say, so I can flood the cold supply and just check for leaks and that, and once that's all sweet, then I'll turn on the hot test for leaks there. So that's my plan. So first of all, I'm going to test this part, then I'm going to flood the cold water supply with this turned off here. I am going to check the cold water feed to my shower, and turn this on and off. I'll be able to check the hand shower, and I can check the rain shower. And then the cold water supply goes up here through the roof down to our hot water heater. It's going to have a cold going into the heater. This will be the cold actually going into the heater, and this will be the hot coming out of the heater here. And then this hot water supply goes back down here to the shower and all the way up to the kitchen. And then I have this outlet for the toilet. Now, as you can see, I have these valves on everything, and that's handy for testing, but I reckon I'm going to keep them on because there's nothing more infuriating than when you have to change a tap and you got to turn off all the water supply for it and running in and out and in and out. It's very handy to be able to turn the water source off at the point of fail, or at the point of replacement. And these are cheap, they're only like 50 cents to €1, so I think we have 7 in this house, so, or in this tiny house, so that's perfect. So we just have one straight run of pipe all the way down here, and that's the final spot to test. And I need Claire tomorrow to help me to fit in one of the PVC pipes. Do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
Test time. See what the inspector says. The heat is mighty. Can you imagine waking up here? And that's your view outside. It's too hot, so I had to open up the kitchen window down here, and the breeze flowing through is just gorgeous. But would you look at that view, and the little horse saying hi. Gorgeous. We're just testing the water. Cold is going fine. I had a little bit of a leak on the hot. I didn't turn all the valves closed clearly. I'm just going to put the hot water back on to test, and we shall see. Everything looks like it's working as it should be. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I think I'm happy with this. I don't know if you saw it, but that needs quite a big bit of support here. This is going to be really heavy. So I think this is okay now. Be interesting to fill it full of water and see if it holds up okay, but it should be fine. That is in position. All the water is turned on and being tested. I had a little bit of a leak here. I forgot to tighten this, so there was a little bit of water coming down, but I am going to continue with the electrical now, and I'll leave all the water on for the day, and at the end of the day I'll see if there's any little drops. But so far looking so bloody good. Fairly consistent leak. paper barrier. I only have one row left, hoping it'll do the rest. I'm not sure. Let's see. Ran out of the air tightness tape, but I did have some insulation foil tape, which I think does a pretty good job, especially when you're just joining two pieces of plastic. It's fine. So yeah, very happy with this now. I have the last pieces of cladding. We're going to use the timber cladding ordered. Hopefully that'll come next week. I have the chimney flues for the stoves ordered, and I have the final bit of cabling ordered. Hopefully that should be enough to get the inside finished, and then we can start looking at tiling and the kitchen. Really looking forward to that. So Friday evening, 5:30, generally good time to finish up. Quite happy with that. I'm going to look forward to a nice, I don't know, dinner. Maybe something from the coop. Maybe a cinnamon roll. Anyway, I'm going to tidy up in here. It's looking pretty messy. This is going to be my job for the weekend, to get this all nice and neat and ready for the cladding. So I'll see you then. So after a long few weeks away, I had to build a powerhouse. The powerhouse needed a new roof. I'll give you a little look. You can see right up there. This was Chalk Tariff, which is Irish for a bull house. And in the old farm, that's where the bull house was. And we're going to put the power in there and some washing and drying machines, and from the power location from the consumer unit is going to feed this place. It's what the electrician wanted, so that's what we're going to do. Now that took a few weeks, and we only just finished it ish. It took a few weeks and we only just finished it. So we have started on the tiling. These are dark porcelain wood effect tiles. We were liking the wood, and we want to keep the wood theme. We're going to put wood cladding on the walls, but I think we're going to paint it white. And because the walls and ceiling were white, we thought we could get away with a dark floor, because there's actually quite a lot of light coming in with the windows. And despite all of that, there was a local tile place that were selling all of these off. I think they're like 15 euros square meter, so very, very cheap for porcelain tiles. And we're going to have the exact same tiles in the bathroom, in the bedroom, in the sitting room, running the whole way through. Claire is down to help me today, so I am just going to set you up on a time lapse. You can see it happen. Well, the tongue and groove isn't going as straightforward as I thought. I figured plasterboard, you know, you have to tape it, you have to sand it, you got to touch it up, you got to replaster it. I thought tongue and groove would be super easy to cut and fit. However, because I have to cut every single one, like, I don't think it's any faster. Now, like in this corner, I'm a little bit okay, because when I move the other side in like this, you're not going to see my wonky cuts, you know, they're not perfect there. However, here, I'm not sure how I'm going to finish this. I have to put tiles on this yet, and then either grout or just a bead of sealant or caulk, because I think we're going to paint these white. So I'm not sure really how to finish it. But is it faster? I don't know. I don't know, is it faster? I have this done as well. I haven't done the top line because I want to fit the roof all the way in first, so that the final piece going on will be this and it'll be flush. But in order to fit the roof, because the timber is actually so light and so flexible that see the flex in just that 1 meter piece, that if I'm going to do the full length, I'm totally going to need at least one other person, Clare maybe standing in the middle, I don't know. And then for this piece it's going to be a 3 meter length, so I'm going to need somebody to help me hold it, so I can't do the ceiling or finish that off. So yeah, this is all slowing me down. This was meant to be fast, but oh, and then the other thing I had issue with is that this is actually far thinner than I thought. So when I try to do a secret nail through here, the nail just goes straight through. It gives me no support. So I have to put a nail in the thicker part of the wood, which is about there. And when I put the nail in here, it works fine. Which means I'm just going to have to cover all these. Ideally, I had done it previously, secret nailing, and we'd have no nail holes. But that's not possible. So I have to cover it. Fill them all in. We're making progress, but I'm not sure is it faster. I like the finish. I'm glad I did it, but I wonder if plaster would have been a quicker job. Certainly would have been easier on the ceiling anyway. I'm gonna have a think. Do I continue? Oh, and the thing about this is, look, it's a lovely sunny day. Gorgeous day, and we have lovely weather for the next 3 days, and then all of my wood there and plasterboard are going to get drenched. So I'm trying to get as much done as I can in the next 3 days. So I used up quite a lot of my spare larch just to clad the bull house up there. We're going to use that for laundry and a little gym for Ash, but yeah, I don't know. I need to think this one through. I'll be back. Then we should be finished with the tonguing and the grooving. However, I do need to find some way to put a little bit of trim and a bit of trim to cover these. Next day.
Drive a 10-year-old Honda Civic, but you like your job, you like your
It's been several months, flat out, getting tired, getting to the end of this project. I am working on a worktop today. This is a lovely kind of a sage green worktop. I need to put a hole to fit my sink in here. I need to fit a tap. We also have a fridge coming today, which is going to go there. Tomorrow I need to finish off building the wall, the end of the cabinets there. I need the sink in really so I can connect the waste and the water pipes, test them, make sure there's no leaks. Then I need to just correct some of the wiring like this. I need to put in 2 new sockets, and then I clad the whole of this wall here, and then all the cladding is done. With the cladding done, with the kitchen sort of built, my main 2 jobs then to finish are to install the fireplace and install the tiling in the bathroom. Both of those are going to need some tiling, so I want to do all the tiling together. And once that's done, it's just a final trim. That would be to put on all of the sockets. I need to plane and sand these pieces and just make them look a little bit prettier, the trim pieces. And so yes, I'm going to tile behind the kitchenette area, hang the water, and then we're not that far off putting furniture in. We're meant to have guests the end of November. I'm hoping, like, we're about a week away from November now. I was hoping to get some family in to test it out beforehand, by now really, so we're very much up against it for time, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time chatting to you. I'm just going to put you on time lapse, and I might show you once Claire's finished as well outside, so catch you in a minute.
I'm aware of the bonds that were created today. When you told me that sure there's a way, the water's so still.
Awkward.
That pain's gone away.
I'm still working on this monstrosity of a paving walkway to this house. It's been like a serious labour of love, but it does look good. After all of my work, I was a bit worried. I wasn't sure. But these 3 slabs are the last 3 that I really need to do now. I've point here, but we've got these 2 settled. I've got 1 more to put in. So slowly but surely.
Better late than never.
This is it.
I'm a wanderer of the soul. Before the end, I plan to be whole. But I know I'll lose myself along the way. What's gone is gone. What's past is past. Let me leave.
About a week has passed since the last time I was down at the perch. It's getting harder and harder to find time to work on this project. Days are getting shorter. Goop, our bakery, is getting busier, and the year is almost over. This is an example of what I got to do. I want to do the electrics today. There's lots of plugs here I want to connect. I want the electrician to come and give us power so I can test. In order to do that, I have to test this tap, because everything on the back of the wall has to be sealed. I'm trying to connect this waste pipe. I have connected those socket, whatever they're called, cages, I don't know, gang box. I need to connect 2 more here. I need to do a little bit of connecting the power here, the lights, I think. I need to connect that across and across. I need to do the water. When that's done, I need to get my remaining tongue and groove here, and I have to just clad this wall. Then this wall will be done. But in order to do this, I was trying to test to see which one was the hot and cold. I couldn't remember, and so I had to turn on the water. But for some bloody reason, this valve was open So I've sprayed the whole wall in here, trying to dry it up a little bit. But, you know, I just want to connect the electricity. Got to do the plumbing, got to do the cladding, got to do some plasterboarding, got to do the drainage. I'm so over this project. Okay, I think this is connected. Seems to be going in there okay. I have a couple of valves on flexi hose to my hot and cold. I'm just going to test a large discharge of water to see if I have any leaks. Let's check it out. Seems to be okay. Nice. We're looking good. Right. Up. Finalize these cables. I'm gonna put you on time lapse.
I heard that you walked out again. I heard that you cried. Come this way, let me be a friend. My home's open wide. We can live here. We can die.
So the wall is done. What I'm going to do tomorrow, because it's getting a little bit dark now, it's 4:30. I'm going to attach all of the switches, leave them open for the electrician, give him a call, have him come and connect it. He'll probably come sometime next week. Then after that, I think I'm going to do the trim on the corners and on the frames. Give the whole place a tidy up. Sounds like a plan.
I'll tend to your needs. We can live here. We can die. We can live here. We can die. Oh, so bright and awake. My heart levitates. Oh, so bright and awake. My heart levitates. Oh, so bright and awake. My heart levitates. Oh, so bright.
It's been a few days, we've been kind of busy, so I have not recorded, but I just want to bring you up to speed. Clare is doing some great work with the stones there, making a little bed on the outside. And our step here is fixed. So, walkway and the steps down to the garden are perfect. Some updates in here. I have put the trim on the window, so the trim matches the outside, so it looks kind of like a nice big piece of wood. I'm leaving it, these were rough sawn, all the trim around the windows, and I just gave it a plane just to take the edges off, but for the most part it still feels a little bit rough. I don't know, can you see it there? But I like this kind of rough finish. And I did the same on the skirting board. I used the same larch, just ripped that down to a thinner size, put a little bit of a groove on it. And I did the same, actually, we can't see. Let me turn on the lights. We also had the electrician out to do to do some of our lighting, but you can see I just routed a little bit of an angle there. It just helps to cover the gaps, make it look a little bit neater. It's still rough, but it's nice. So this place is looking good, looking great. I managed to get the chimney in, started to do the tiling. We just had to do the plinth just to see where the stove was going to go. And with that, it was a bit of a disaster to try and get the flue in, but managed to get it in, and now I just need to tile, and I have a little rosette that's going to go around it just to neaten it all up. We got the fridge set up. We're starting to test these things now. We got the fridge in, we got the microwave, we got internet down here. We got the trim around the door, a little bit of trim on the wall, trimmed out the window here. I had an accident with the spray foam. I need to clean all of this off. And I have a few tiles ready to go into the bathroom there. We have sockets and switches complete. Underfloor heating in the bathroom installed. And we have the hot water cylinder in the bathroom. Still don't have the bathroom bits set up because we have to do the tiling. I suspect that's going to be the next thing you see. We've started to move down some bits of furniture because it's getting damp out in the barns. So we just need to get at least the bed in here just to air it out a little bit and prevent damp. We just need to we need to take a break. It's the last week, second last week in November. I think we've 1.5 weeks left in November. I wanted to be finished by October. So we really want to be done by December, and we want to take a nice 3 weeks off in December. So yeah, we're running out of time, but we're driving on. Small steps, we get there.
We can live here. We can die.
Look at this.
Heart filled with worries, no more. In a world full of sorrow, what for? You watch the world from the place beneath the willow, the willow. So many years, too many tears on your pillow, on your pillow. Out of the darkness, a sound. It all seems so harmless. A silver light. Don't you wait until the morning light, the morning light. Far away until you're out of sight, you're out of sight. Cause you gotta let know what you can.
Does it get better than this?
We hope you all have an amazing Christmas next week. Oh my god.
Bye.